So I welcome you all on behalf of juniorit.ai. Today we will learn the difference between WordPress, Wix, Squarespace and HUGO and which is best for developers. So this is the table of content for today's class. Today we will compare between WordPress, HUGO, Wix and Squarespace. Then we will show you the use cases of Wix and Squarespace. Then we will also show you some features of Wix. Then we will see the use cases of WordPress and HUGO. Then we will come to HUGO installation. Then we will also do WordPress local installation. And then I will give you a summary for today's class. So let's ask from AI, among WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, and HUGO, which is best for developers? So I'm going to share a link to the chat for our interactive tasks. So the link is in the chat box and let's do the interactive tasks now. So when you will click on the link, this type of interface will appear on your screen and I'm going to give you a task. So we are going to ask AI, among WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, and HUGO, which is best for developers? So the task is on your screens. You just have to click on Ask AI button. And it will generate a response for you. So the task is on your screens. You just have to click on Ask AI button. Yeah. So the response is pretty huge. So let me give you a summary so that it's easy for you to understand. So let me show you from slides. So we use WordPress because it's great for flexibility and it has like a various customization options. It also has a large ecosystem of plugins and themes, which makes it highly accessible and extensible. Developers can also take advantage of WordPress REST API to create custom functionalities that are predominantly not available by default. You can create new custom functionalities by using the API WordPress. And also a lot of companies' websites are built with WordPress. Developers can easily develop plugins. Plugins are also there available in WordPress for more functionalities. They can add the plugin to backend and also can easily customize the front end. It can be self-host, requires little bit of less maintenance, and it is also based on MySQL database and PHP. Both are very popular and it has a large user base. So it has a great developer community support. It is developed in 2003 and still very popular because of the community supports, plugins, and all those features. So let's come to the next slide. We use Wix because Wix is particularly a website builder. It has drag and drop options for creating websites. It makes suitables for beginners who don't have any coding experience. They can also create like very good looking websites using Wix. But Wix has limited flexibility for developers. Wix is not a very good option for developer because it does not provide direct access for the code. We can only use the tools provided by the Wix. Still, Wix is a good option, but for non-tech developers, not for the technical developers. Then we also have Squarespace. It's also based on drag and drop. It's also a website builder. Like Wix, Squarespace has limitations for developers and it does not provide direct access to the underlying code. And you can only customize the website using Squarespace built-in features. So Wix and Squarespace are particularly similar. They are both are website builders using drag and drop features. Now let's come to HUGO. HUGO is pretty new and getting very famous nowadays. It is written in Golang language. It uses a simple templating language and generate static pages that can be accessed or served directly. It provides great flexibility for developers, allowing them to create custom designs and layout. But HUGO is good for static sites and not for dynamic sites. HUGO is good for blogs and documentations. So choose WordPress or HUGO if you want more control or customization options, right? So you can choose WordPress or HUGO if you are a developer and you want to access some functionalities that are not originally available and you want to create your own plugins or third-party applications. So just choose WordPress or HUGO. Later, we will also distinguish or differentiate between WordPress and HUGO, which to choose from which perspective. Now choose Wix or Squarespace if simplicity and ease of use are more important for you. And it's a great tool for non-technical users. Even using Wix or Squarespace, a non-technical user, suppose a small business holder, can have a internet access and can have like an internet visibility using his website. So Wix and Squarespace is also a good option, but not for like full stack developers, right? Yeah. So benefits of using Wix and Squarespace is time efficiency. You can create a website in almost no time. Sometimes some client requirements are there that wants you to choose Wix or Squarespace. That's also okay. It's cost effective for clients as because in less time a developer can develop a website using Wix or Squarespace. Even the client himself can develop the website. It is also good for rapid prototyping. That's a very important feature. You can prototype a website using Wix or Squarespace. Then you can create that website from scratch using some other technologies if you feel the website is good. It is also good for testing ideas and it gives flexibility for non-technical users. So I'm going to show you some Wix features to know because Wix and Squarespace are same. So we will, goes on with Wix, but Squarespace is particularly the same. So I'm going to give you a link for Wix. Yeah, and the link is available in the chat box. So let me just open Wix in the browser. You can also click and visit Wix. Yeah. So once you will click on the Wix website, it will ask you to sign up. You can easily sign up using your Google ID. It's very easy to sign up on Wix. So it's just easy as you are getting signed up or signed up on any social media site or anything else. After that, it will ask you for options. Let me just show you. Let me just create a new site for you. Okay. So it will ask you what kind of websites are you creating. So let's try to create a cookie store. So here is the option. You can click on cookie store and on the next option. So what name you want for your restaurant? I want spicy cookie. So if you want any of these features, there are like third-party applications that will add the Instagram feed, the restaurant menu, and all of these features. For easy purpose, I'm going to use chat option. And I'm going to click on next. So it has two options. You can begin with a template, but Wix also has an AI-based custom built site. So let's click on get a custom built site. So Wix will create a site for you in minutes. It will take a few seconds to load. Yeah, you can skip these options, or you can write email address and phone numbers. It will be shown in your contact section, but let's skip for now. And you can choose any of these themes. Like, so let me just choose the humble theme because it looks great to me. And I'm going to click on next. Yeah. So if you want more pages, you can add that, or you can also choose your home page. So which home page should we choose? So let me choose. Okay, so let me choose the minimal one, this one, and click on next. You can add pages to your website, but let's just skip that, because I just want to show you the functionalities of Wix, how you can use Wix as a non-technical user. Let me just rearrange the window. Yeah. So there are two options, zoom in and zoom out. You can zoom in for clicking on a particular section, and you can also zoom out to view the entire web page. So zoom in for better editing elements in a segment. So Wix is all about adding elements. So using Wix, you can add elements like buttons, banners, or a list, an image, an video, anything. So let's add some elements. Let me just zoom in. Yeah. So you just have to click on add elements, and you can click a text. You can choose any elements. Let's just choose text. Yeah. And you can also choose the height of the text. Let's just use small cases. Yeah. So this is your element. You can particularly do everything with it. You can edit the text. You can change its size. Just write cookie here. You can also bold it, make it bold. You can also change the font. Different types of fonts available. And you can pretty much do everything with it. Even AI will create some text for it. So there are so many options. You can even attach a link to it so that if someone click on the text, it will be goes to that link. So by doing this, you can add any element in your page. Now, these are elements. Like there are various elements as images, button, stripe. You can play around with it. I am not going to show each element to you, but let me show you one more thing. So there are various segments to this site, and each segment, there are elements that are constituting the site. So let me add some sections. To add the section, you just have to click on add section. And there are like several predefined sections available for you for default use. Let me just, add the section here or here. Here will be great. So I'm going to use blank section. So I will click on blank and a blank section will appear. So this is the blank section we have added. So in the blank section, let me add one more thing. Let me add one more element. And here we can search for the element, and I am going to add single video player. Okay, so we have to choose in the elements, not in the theme text. Yeah. You can also search from here. This is the single video player, or you can also search here. So we have the single video player, and I'm going to choose the YouTube element here. Let me just drag and drop the YouTube element. And here, this is the predefined video, the default video, but we can change the video. Just click on change the video, and we just arrange the window now. And you can also change the URL of the video. So I'm going to give it a URL of our. Okay, so let me just again give the URL. We just copy paste the URL. Yeah. And done. Let me just again change. There are some problem with the URL, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So I think there are some network issues, but you can change the URL pretty much from here. That's not the problem. Yeah. You can change the URL if you want. So let me show you one more thing. So we can add segments, we can add, elements, and we can also change the URL. But right now, I think there's some problem with the internet, but that's not the problem. Yeah. We can also, the one more thing that I want to show you with Wix, there is also one called as dev mode or development mode. You can click on the dev mode and you can turn on the dev mode. So this is the dev mode, and you can also write code in the development mode. But the problem with Wix and everything like related to it is that it is using an API to communicate with Wix, right? It is not showing you the direct access to the code, and also the functionalities are pretty much limited. This is a value language that is based on JavaScript and the language that Wix uses. You can write JavaScript code here if you want, but it has limited customizability. That's why I say WordPress is better. So you can also write code and make it customizable, but see the quality of the code and also the level of customization is not there. So let's turn off the dev mode. I just want to show you the dev mode. That's it. And one more thing, you can even add apps here. Just click on the app button and search here FAQ. And I'm going to add this one. Just rearrange it again. Yeah. Wix FAQ. It's free to install. Just click on add to site. And it will be installed and added to the site. Just give it some seconds to load. Yeah. So this is the FAQ section or the frequently asked questions section. You can change the questions, you can change the answers, you can pretty much customize it. But using applications, you can do a lot of things. And for publishing, you just have to click on publish button. That's it. So now we can view the site here. Let's just click here. This is the frequently asked section that we have added. And so this is a cool website and we have added that. Our URL is not working, but we can change that URL. That's not the problem. And you can also, because we have added the chat application also, so you can write anything here. And it will be shown to your dashboard. Just click on the dashboard. Here is the inbox, and you can see the message. So you don't have to write any code for it. It will be automatically generated for you. So this is the power of Wix. Let me just close all of this and let's, continue in our class. So you can also use Wix. That's not the problem. But for developers, I don't recommend using Wix. Okay. So let's go to HUGO and let's try to play around with HUGO, because now we know HUGO, and by using HUGO and WordPress, we can have more customization as most themes and plugins are available. And HUGO is good for static sites, blog, and documentation, and it is written in Go. So let's do a Google search and search for HUGO. So I'm going to search for HUGO. And you can click on the link. Yeah. Let me just give you the link in the chat box. Now you just have to know how to install all these things. HUGO. Let's click on Quick Start, and it will help you to install all of these things and to set up the website. Now, first, to set up that website, there are some prerequisites that you have to follow. First, you have to install HUGO. I will tell you how to install HUGO. Then you also have to install Git. To install Git, you just have to search for Git. Let me just search for Git. And from this, you can download the Git according to your operating system, right? So you can easily download Git. That's not the problem. Now to install HUGO, first you have to do some setup. And to do some setup, first you have to open your file explorer and you have to create a folder in your C drive. So let me just open my file explorer and I'm going to show you the same. See, here is the file explorer. I just opened my C drive. Inside C drive, and I am saying it again, just inside C drive, you have to open a new folder. You have to create a new folder, and the name of the folder will be HUGO, HUGO, just like I have done. So H will be capital and UGO. Inside HUGO, you just have to create one more folder, and the name of the folder should be bin, bin, bin. So just do this once, just create one folder. So let me just give you the file structure. So inside C drive, I have just given you the file structure in the chat box. Inside C, you have to create one more folder HUGO, and inside HUGO, you have to create one folder bin. So now after this, we have to install HUGO files. All your websites will be inside HUGO and all your executables will be inside bin. So let's just, install or download HUGO files. Yeah. And for this, you have to search for, let me just close a few windows. Yeah. Okay. So first you have to search for something on Google, and I'm going to give you the same in the chat box. You have to search for HUGO releases. So let's search for HUGO releases in Google. Now this GitHub profile will appear. Just click on this. And just below, there are something called as assets. See here, assets. Inside assets, you have to download your version according to your operating system. Because as I am using Windows, so I'm going to download the Windows one. So let me just click on show all assets and just download the latest version here. And you will just click on it and it will get downloaded for you. So let me just show you. Yeah. Let me just share the screen. So this is the download folder. Your files has been downloaded in the download folder. You just have to click on this and then you have to extract the files. Just show you. You can use any default files extraction because it's a zip file. For the latest version, you just have to click on this and then you have to click on extract all. And then you have to browse or choose your HUGO bin to extract all your files. So your all files will be extracted to your HUGO bin folder. Yeah. Just do this and try to, extract all the files into HUGO bin folder. After doing this, you just have to extract this file to HUGO bin folder. And after this, your files will be installed into or extracted to bin folder. So there are 3 files. One is the HUGO application. The other one is the README file. You can read about that to learn more. And the third one is the license file for the full project. Now, after that, what you have to do is that let's just open a command prompt and you can use any Linux shell, So I'm going to use git bash. You can use any bash of your choice to edit the commands or to write the commands. You just open git bash here. Yeah. And I'm going to share my screen too. Yeah. So this is the git bash. Let me just open it in full screen. And to know if this is installed perfectly, let's first check in which folder we are. So we are in C users del, but we have to move to now we are inside C and we have to move to HUGO now. So we are going to choose C HUGO and inside HUGO bin. So right now we are inside bin and I'm going to write HUGO version command. Let me just give you the same command. First migrate to HUGO bin. Let me just show you. Yeah. So it's in the chat box. Then write the command HUGO version. Once you will write HUGO version, it will show you this command or this type of response. It is showing the HUGO version to you. But if it is not being installed to you, you just have to restart your computer. But if we want to use HUGO besides like away from this folder, not inside bin, so first you have to edit the system environment variables. So let's just click on search. Let me just show you screen now. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen now. Now you just have to click on the start button and you have to, search environment and click on edit the system environment variables. Then after that, you have to click on environment variables and temp and the path one here, this path. And inside path, you have to create the same path that I have given you in the chat box, see HUGO bin, so that the computer has the access for this application and and the HUGO is available in the environment. Now after that, you just have to click on OK and again OK. Now let me again show you my git command. Yeah. So now even if you are not in the same folder, if you are just inside C, even still you will write HUGO version and it will show you the version to you. So now we have successfully installed HUGO and attach it to the path variables. We have successfully added the variables to the path. Now let's again come to Chrome. So now we are inside Chrome again. So now to, let's generate a very small example of static website using HUGO. So now let's just close this for now. Yeah. So we have installed HUGO, we have installed Git. I have already Git. So now we are just going to follow the commands that are written here. So first we have to use this command, HUGO new site quick start. So it will create a new project for you and the name of the new project will be quick start. You can change the name of quick start if you want, but I am going to, keep it default. So now let me show you, we are inside C and I'm going to paste HUGO new site quick start. And now it says that we have created a new project quick start and we just have to migrate to quick start. So to migrate to quick start, use cd quick start. And let's confirm using pwd. Now we are inside quick start. So let me just give you the same in the chat box. Yeah. Okay. Now let's come again to see what to do next. Then we have to move to quick start. We have done that. Then we have to use git init command to initialize an empty git repository. So let's also do that. So writing code is just about copy pasting something, right? Yeah. So let me just paste it here, git init, and it will initialize the empty git repository. Now after that, we have to use this command, git some module. It will download the theme NEK into our project folder, this command. So let's do this, paste it and click enter. So it will clone the theme to your project folder. Now after that, again, we have to use this command. Let's again copy this command. I'm also going to paste the same command in the chat box. Yeah. Let me just paste the command. Then after again, let's again come to the guide, and then we have to choose, we have to write HUGO server command. Let me just again write HUGO server command. We just rearrange window again. Yeah. And it will start the server for you. And the server will be available on this address. Let me just copy this and paste it in the chat box also. So now let's just paste this and see if our HUGO server is running, and see, we are able to create a static blog by just using and copy pasting some commands by using official documentations. Isn't it easy? Now, I want to edit that. You can also, read about this to know explanation of commands. But to add content, we have to use this command, HUGO new content. Let me just copy this and paste it in the chat box. Yeah. So again, let's come to and use Control-C to stop the process. And now I am going to paste the same command here. So now it has created some content for you. So it's the content is at quick start. Inside quick start, there is content. So let me just, migrate to it. Content, inside content, there is post. Inside post, there is the file. So let's move to post first. Let me just also give you the same command that I am using. Yeah. So let's just clear the screen for easy view. So right now we are inside posts. And so let's again come to that we have created post. Now it will create a new file name as post, and you can edit that file. And for editing the file, you can use Markdown. Yes, by just using Markdown, we can create static HTML and CSS file. So let me show you. So we have to edit this file, right? So to edit this file, we are going to use Vim. Vim is a text editor available inside shell commands. So I am going to write Vim, and the name of my file is, let me just see what is the name of my file. The name of my file is my first post. So I'm going to write Vim my first post.md and just click enter, and Vim editor will open for you. So right now you cannot edit it. To enter into edit mode, you just have to click I, and after that you can edit that. And after that, what I want you to do is that just use 2 pound signs, and I'm going to write junior IT here. .ai, and just use escape button to come out of the edit mode, and I'm going to write W and then Q :WQ to save and exit Vim. Let me show you again. WQ. Yeah. So to know the content of the file, I'm going to use cat command. See, cat and the name of the file. So it is showing we have done that. Now let's come again to quick start. Yeah. So now I am in quick start. Let's first come to quick start using cd command. Now I am inside quick start. Let's again read how to rebuild the server. And to rebuild the server, you have to choose this command. Let again copy this command. And let me just paste this here. And click enter. So it will rebuild that for you. Let's again come to our, HUGO site, and let's refresh it. See, we have created a new post. You can click on it, and this is your new post. So the last thing that I want you to do is that we are going to add one URL or link to our junior IT Discord. So let me do this. Let me just open task. Let me just give you one task. So I'm going to give you a new task. And you can view that task here. So how to write a link in Markdown, and just click on Ask AI. To write a link, we can use this type of syntax. So I'm just going to copy this, or you can also copy it from here. And again, I'm going to edit my file. Let's again use Control C. Let's move to CD content, and inside content post. Now again, we are going to use Vim editor. Let's use Vim, and the name of the file is my first post. Again, to enter into the editing mode or write mode, just click I. And to write that, you just have to use, and the text here should be like junior IT Discord. And after that, use this brackets, the circular brackets, and then let me give you the Discord. So this is our Discord invite link, and I am just going to write that link here. See. And after that, again, I'm going to click escape button and then WQ to save the file. Now let's again come to quick start. Now inside quick start, we just have to use the same command, HUGO server build drafts. Let again come to Chrome browser to see the effect. Let me reload this and see. We have added a new link to our Discord server. You can click on that and it will lead you to our Discord server, and you can accept the invite and you can learn more by joining. So now also close this. So now we learn a lot about HUGO and how to install HUGO and how to, play around with it, edit the site. Now let's come to WordPress. Just close a few windows. Yeah. Yeah. So let me just close a few windows. Okay. Now come to WordPress. and we are going to install WordPress locally. Just a second. Okay. Now to install WordPress locally, just show you something. Here is the file. Yeah. Here is the Zoom client. Okay. Yeah. So now we have also used Vim today. So now first to install WordPress locally, first we have to download some files or XAMPP server. So I'm going to give you the link in the chat box. You just have to click on this link, or you can also search for XAMPP server and it will lead you to the link. Let me just show here. See the same site. It will lead you to the same site. Now after that, you just have to choose your Windows version or the operating system that you use, and you have to install that. So I have already downloaded it. You just have to download it and install it. So let me just show you in the download folder. Let me just show you the download folder. So here is my download folder. So let me just show you this. So I have already downloaded the file. You just have to click on it and install that file. It's an easy installation. You just have to choose all the default options and you just have to choose yes, 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 and that's it. And for services, you just have to choose 2 services. Let me just show you. After downloading the XAMPP file. Okay, so let me just share my screen. So let me just share my screen. Yeah. So after installation, you just have to search for XAMPP control panel. And while installation, there are several features available to you, but if a prompt is asking you to which thing to install, just click on Apache and MySQL. That's it. That's the only thing that I want to show you. Now, after that, you just have to click on Start button. And start both Apache and MySQL. Just again started. Yeah. So it is starting now. Now, in the meantime, let's, download the WordPress files. Let me show you. Yeah. Just search for WordPress download in Google. And let me just close this and click on download. And according to your version, you can download it, or according to your operating system. After downloading it, let me just show you the download button. Yeah. So a zip file will be downloaded. You just have to, unzip it, and you just have to click on extract all, and it will extract all the file to this WordPress folder. Now, this type of folder will be created after you will extract the file. To save time, I have already extracted the files. So there are two folders. Inside WordPress folder, there is also one WordPress folder. And here are all the files that are needed. Now, before moving that files to our XAMPP folder, we have to, start our XAMPP server. So I have started my XAMPP server already. I am just going to click on admin button. So it will open the PHP my admin database for you. You just have to click on new and you have to create a new database. So I'm going to choose WordPress DB. And the other thing, I'm just going to be default and just going to create it. So a new, database will be created for you. Just have to click on the database and then click on privileges, because we have to add one user to it. So to add the user, just click on add user account and then you have to name the user. So I'm going to name it Kaushal. Then this is the default thing and I'm going to give you one password. Again, retype the password. Yeah. And then you just have to make sure that you have clicked the grant all privileges on database WordPress DB and just click on go button. So that says you have added a new database and a new user. After that, let's again come to the download folder. You just have to copy the content of this WordPress, all the folder, and you have to go to C drive, because I have installed my XAMPP into C drive. You have to locate where you have installed the XAMPP. Inside XAMPP, there is one htdocs folder, and inside htdocs folder, you just have to paste it. The WordPress folder. So now inside htdocs, we have the WordPress folder. Now let's again come to our browser and I'm going to write localhost WordPress. So let me just give you the same in the chat box. And just going to hit enter. And if you have set up the configuration file perfectly, this kind of interface will appear. You just have to choose your language. I will choose English. And then I have to, set up the database. Just click on let's go. And the name of the database will be, let me see what's the name of the database will be WordPress DB. So I'm going to write here WordPress DB. After that, my username is Kaushal. I always use the username Kaushal. That's why it's already saved here. Let me just, hide the password. And rest of the thing will be default. And just click on run the installation. After that, you just have to give your title a name. I'm going to write my blog, then a username and password. For the same thing, I'm just using the same username and the same password, but you can change that. It's up to you. Let me just hide it. Then you have to write your email and then just click on install WordPress. Then it will again ask you for the login. Just click on the login. Then as I have saved the ID and password, I can easily log into it. Yeah. So we have successfully installed WordPress locally. So I'm not going to show you all those features. I'm just going to show you the feature that is, important for developers, right? So first, let me show you the site. It will automatically create a test site for you. Just have to click on this, and you can even click on visit the site. Yeah. You can even click on visit the site. Just click on visit the site. This type of site it is created by WordPress. We can customize that site by using the same concept. You can add post, you can add media, pages, comments, and all those things. But I'm not going to show you this. I'm going to show you plugins. Just click on the plugin and click on add new. And you can see there are like several free plugins available. That's why WordPress is so famous, because it has so many plugins, and you can also even create your custom plugin. So let's see how to install the plugin. Just click on install now. And it will install the plugin in no time. And you just have to click on activate. So this is a forum software for WordPress, just like a question answer forum, just like Reddit. This type of forum will be, added to your site. After that, you can also edit your site. Let's come to appearance and then click on editor. Double click it and it will open. So everything inside WordPress, just like an HTML website, is a block, and you can customize that block. The same concept we have shown in our Figma and CSS video. The video will be appear in the description below. You can watch the video and learn what's a box model and why everything inside a website is just a small box. So now I'm just going to show you one element, that is HTML. So we can also add our customized HTML code to it. I'm just going to click it and drop it here. Now you can write your customized HTML, but as a beginner, we don't know what HTML is. So again, I'm going to give you a task, and we are going to ask AI for something. So let's add a button here in our site. So for this, let me just assign the task for you. So the sign is write HTML code for button element. And we are going to click on Ask AI. And it will create the code for you. You just have to copy the code. And I'm going to write the same code here. And you can click on preview to see the effect. So this kind of effect will be shown. And let's just save it. Yeah. I have already saved it. Let's view the site. See, we have added one button here. You can also customize CSS, customize HTML, and even add your own functionalities to the website using REST API provided by WordPress. So that's why WordPress is so much famous. And that's why developers choose WordPress over Wix or HUGO. HUGO is also good, but it's just for, static websites, not for dynamic pages. So again, let me show you the slide. Yeah. So again, choose WordPress or HUGO if you need more control and customization options, but choose Wix or Squarespace if you are if you are not a non-technical user. But for a developer, always choose WordPress. And for making static sites, documents, or technical blogs, you can even use HUGO. So WordPress is more popular because it has more customization option, more coding flexibility, even more coding flexibility than HUGO. It has a plugin ecosystem. More free plugins are available. You can also create your own plugin. Community and resources are available because it's more famous. It's free. And like there are lots of developers that uses WordPress. So a lot of community support for you, because sometimes we also fall in the trap of bugs. And to remove that bugs, we have to research for something. But if you are using a very new technology, so the chances are the solution is not available online. So that's the case. That's why WordPress is more popular. Integration of third-party APIs, you can even create your own plugin and API, and you can use RESTful API of WordPress to add more functionalities to it, more data control to it, and a very good development community to support you. So to learn more, this is all for the class. Thank you. And to learn more, you can join our Discord server. So thank you so much.